Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of our tutorial series on creating an RPG framework in Unreal Engine 5. Today we'll work on RPG character attributes. In this video, we'll cover everything you need to set up gameplay ability system, create character attributes, use gameplay effects, and level up character. After this video we will have our RPG character with the most common attributes one RPG character has. Also, we will create test abilities that will help us testing ability system component in future. This will be long videos since we need to cover a lot. So, let's jump right in and start working. To be able to use Gameplay Ability System, first we need to ensure that Gameplay Abilities plugin is enabled. If it is not enabled, enable it and restart Unreal Editor. After restart, create new C++ class. For parent class, select attribute set. Name it RPG attribute set and place it in new folder. You can name this folder gas. After the class was created, go to Visual Studio. Inside RPG Framework Project, find RPG framework.build.cs file. Open it and add gameplay abilities, gameplay tags, gameplay tasks, and AI module in public dependency module names. Save it and close. Go to RPG attribute set header and add attribute accessors macro. In this macro, we are defining helper functions for initializing, getting, and setting gameplay attribute values. Go to public section. Here we need to add couple of methods. First, add constructor. Then we need to override some methods from base class. First method we need to override is get lifetime replicated props. Second is post gameplay effect execute. And last one, pre-attribute change. Now we can start adding attributes. First, let's add health attribute. We will define attribute as blueprint, read-only property. For category, we will use RPG, attributes. And we need to define function for replication. For this attribute, we will name it onRep_health. Define health as F, gameplay attribute, data. And define attribute accessors for it. Do the same for max health attribute. Now you can copy this for other 3 pairs of attributes. Stamina, and max stamina. Adrenaline, and max adrenaline. Experience points, and max experience points. Now we need to define functions for replication. Under protected section, create function onRep_health, with parameter old health of type F, gameplay attribute data. Now copy this for all attributes and change names accordingly. Let's start implementing these functions. First, go to constructor and implement it. Then, implement getLifetime, replicated props. For this implementation, we will need to include net/unrealnetwork.h. Then we need to call doReplicate lifetime function for all attributes we have. Now we can implement post gameplay effect execute. For now, only call implementation from parent class. Do the same for pre-attribute change method. Now we need to implement functions for attribute replications. First, make an implementation for health replication. Call gameplay attribute replication notify inside it. Do this for all replication functions. Save all, and build. Build failed because we forgot to include ability system component .h in our attribute set header. Build it again, and it will succeed. Now go back to Unreal Editor. Create new class of type, ability system component. Name it RPG, ability system component, and place it in gas folder. Go back to Visual Studio and open RPG character header. Include ability system interface .h. Then inherit ability system interface from a RPG character class. Implement it. Now add protected property of type U, ability system component. Go back to get ability system component method, and return this new pointer we created. Now go back to header file and add one property of type U, RPG attribute set. Go to constructor implementation. Here we need to initialize ability system component and attribute set. For ability system component property, create default sub-objective type U, RPG ability system component we created before. After that, from the ability system component call, set is replicated method. Now we should initialize attribute set property as default sub-objective type U, RPG attribute set. Go back to header file and add one more property under protected section. For type, use integer, 32. Name it character level. This property we will use to apply attribute values on character based on its level. Because of that, we should not change character level manually after character is spawned. Add one more property of type, subclass of gameplay effect class. Name it default attribute effects. Now we need to override possessed by method. First make call to parent implementation. Then we need to check if ability system component is valid. If it is valid, we will apply default attribute effects to our character's ability system component. Here, for effect level, we will use level of our character. Now let's add one function for getting character level, we can call from blueprint. We will need it later. Go back to header file and add blueprint callable functions for getting all the attributes we have in RPG attribute set. Now implement getHealth function. In the implementation we should return 0 if attribute set is not valid. Otherwise it will call getHealth function from attribute set. Repeat this for all other functions. Save it, and build. Build failed because we include RPG ability system component as first statement in RPG character class. Move it below and it will work. Now go back to Unreal Editor. Open Content Browser and navigate to Blueprints folder. In Blueprints folder, create new folder. Name it Abilities. Open it and create blueprint of type Gameplay Effect. Name it G_Character Attributes. Create new folder and name it Data Tables. Create new curve table in it. Name it DT_Character Attributes. Open it and create 4 curves. Max Health, Max Stamina, Max Adrenaline, and Max Experience Points. Add up to 5 columns and populate them with some values you like. Save it, and close. Now open Character Attributes Blueprint. Add new modifier. For attributes select RPG attribute set, max health. Change modifier to override. For modifier magnitude select data table we have just created. Then select max health curve for scalable float magnitude. Repeat this for all max attributes. Compile it, and close. Now open BP, Character Base. Search for default attribute effects. Select GE, Character Attributes. Compile it. Character level should start from 1, but now is 0. Let's fix this. Go back to RPG Character class. Go to Constructor, and set character level to be equal to 1. After you compile it, character level will have default value 1. Now we will create method to show us current player attribute values. Open Player Blueprint. Find empty space and search for debug key, H, function. Drag the connection from pressed pin, and call print text function. Drag the connection from text pin, and call format text function. Here we should concatenate text health with health value from our player character. Repeat this for all attributes we have defined in RPG attribute set. Change duration for the print text function to 10 seconds. Compile it, and play. When you press H on keyboard, you should be able to see player attributes. We can see that max values are those we define in character attributes data table in first column. Right now, all current values are 0. Let's fix this. Go to the RPG attribute set class. In the post gameplay effect execute method, check if affected attribute is equals to health attribute. If yes, use the clamp method to ensure health value is between 0 and max health value. For this to work, we need to include gameplay effect and gameplay effect extension. Now go to RPG attribute set header file. Define one protected function, called adjust attribute for max change. This function we will call when some max attribute is changed, for example when character levels up. First we need to save pointer to owning ability system component. Then we need to save current max value for an attribute. Now check if current max value is not equal to new max value, and if ability system component is valid. If this is true, first we need to save current attribute value. Then we should calculate delta value to save the same proportion between new max value and current value. Then we will apply this delta value to affected attribute. Now go to pre-attribute change method. Check if affected attribute is equals to max health attribute. If true, call adjust attribute from max change method. For affected attribute use health. For max attribute, max health. For new max value, new value. And health attribute for affected attribute property. Repeat this for all max attributes. In post-gameplay effect execute method, add code for clamping other current attributes like we did it for health. Now when you hit play and test this, you should see all attributes populated correctly. The only issue is with current experience points. It is equal to max value right now, but it should be 0. Let's fix this. Go back to pre-attribute change method, and remove this block of code from max experience points. Now experience points is equals to 0. Let's check how this will work when we change character level. In Player Blueprint, change character level to 2. Play it. Now you should see that all values are from second column of our character attributes data table. Go to Abilities folder and create new folder. Name it Debug. Open it and create new blueprint of type gameplay effect. Name it GE_test_health decrease. Open it. Add new modifier. For attribute select RPG attribute set. Max health. Leave modifier to add. For modifier magnitude enter -10. Now create new blueprint of type gameplay ability. Name it GA_test_health decrease. Open it. For ability tag, create new gameplay tag under tests category. Name it health.decrease. Go to Cost Gameplay Effect class and select GE Test Health Decrease. Compile it. Now go back to RPG Character class. We need to add property to hold an array of test abilities. Also, we need to define function for initializing test abilities. In this function, iterate trough test abilities array and call ability system component, give ability, for each item in test abilities. Go to Possessed by method. Call Set Test Abilities right after the check if ability system component is valid. Let's make this configurable and expose this configuration to Blueprint. Add one Boolean property. Name it Enable Test Abilities. Go back to Possessed by method. Wrap this call to Set Test Abilities method with if block that checks if Enable Test Abilities is true. Now we need to define function for activating abilities with gameplay tags. This function will check if ability system component is valid. And if it is, it will try to activate all abilities that match sen and tags. After successful compile, open character base blueprint. Search for test abilities. Add new element and select GA, test health decrease. Go to player blueprint. Search for enable test abilities and check it. Find some empty space and search for debug key minus input event. Drag out the connection from pressed pin and connect it to activate abilities with tag function. For ability tag select tests.health.decrease. Compile it and play. Now if we press minus on keyboard, nothing happens. This is because we forgot to commit ability. Go back to test health decrease ability and call function commit ability on activate ability event. Now this will work. As you can see, player started with 150 health points when we pressed minus. New health value is 140. You should also inspect this values if you press apostrophe on your keyboard, and then press 3. Now we will add function for handling damage inside our RPG character class. We will call this function from RPG attribute set every time health attribute is changed. Also, we will add blueprint implementable event on health changed. This will help us handle health changes from blueprint. This event returns two parameters, delta value and instigator. Delta value will be negative for health decrease, otherwise positive. Instigator will contain reference to an actor that causes the health change. Add one more blueprint implementable event, on dead. This will be called when character runs out of health. Go to handle health change implementation. We will call on health change event from it. And if character health is less or equals to 0, call on dead event. Go to RPG attribute set class. Find post gameplay effect execute method. Right after the call to parent method, we will save delta value for an attribute change. Then we need to check if target actor is of type RPG character. If yes, add call to the handle health change method inside block for handling health attribute change. Now we are not able to build this because we are using instigator as parameter name, but it is also used as property name on actor class. Change it to causer on all places. Now go back to Unreal Editor and compile. Go to Player Blueprint. Now we have on health changed event we can implement in Blueprint. Let's do that. For now, just print the delta value we have received from the event. You can change text color to red. Compile it and play. When you press minus, now you can see that health was decreased by 10. Let's reorganize this to be cleaner. Create new event graph. Name it debug graph. Move show attributes and health decrease functions in it. We will use this graph to create all debug functions we are going to create. Now let's create ability to test health increase. First, create new gameplay ability blueprint. Name it GA_test base. We will use it as a base for all test abilities. Call commit ability on event activate ability. Go back to health decrease test ability and remove commit ability node. Then change it parent class to GA, test base we have just created. From activate ability event make call to parent implementation. Now we can create test ability for health increase as child blueprint of test base ability. Also, we need to create gameplay effect for health increase. And we need to add new ability to test abilities in our character base blueprint. Now go back to debug graph in player blueprint. Activate health increase ability on key plus pressed input event. Now when you hit play, you can test bout functionalities. You can notice that when you reach max health value, increasing health will not be able to go beyond max value. To keep this clean, create new folder. Name it health. And move all health abilities and effects to it. Now let's repeat this for stamina and adrenaline. If you do it correct, you should be able to test stamina and adrenaline changes. Now it's time to handle experience points change and character leveling up. Go to RPG character and create handle experience points change method. This time we only need delta value. Create blueprint implementable event on XP changed. And create one more on character leveled up. In the implementation of handle experience points change, call on XP changed event. Create one more function. Name it handle character level up. In this function we will increase character level by 1. Also, this is the place where we should tell character's ability system component to apply attributes for new character level. First, we will extract this block of code to a new method. We will name it apply default attribute effects. Also, we need one more method for removing default attribute effects. Move this code to the apply default attribute effects method. Then implement remove default attribute effects. In this method we will make gameplay effects query for all the active gameplay effects our RPG character has. And then make call to ability system component to remove those effects. Finally, go back to handle character level up function to add code for removing and applying default effects. At the end of this method, call on character leveled up event. Now go to RPG attribute set. Delete this line for setting experience point attribute. We don't need to clamp experience points value, we should check for difference between current experience points and max experience points values. If this difference is greater or equals to 0, then we need to call handle character level up method from RPG character. Now go back to Unreal Editor. We need to create test ability for experience points increase. We will use the same procedure as we use for other test abilities. This time we will create only ability for increasing XP value. For activating this test ability, we will assign keyboard key up. Also, let's implement two event we defined before. On XP changed event, we will print delta value, like for other attribute changes. On character leveled up event, we will print new character level. Return player level to 1. Then compile and play. Now when we press up key, there is no message about experience points gained. Let's fix this. Go to RPG attribute set. We forgot to call handle experience points change. But problem is with this if condition too. We should split it into two conditions like this. Now when we go back to Unreal, everything should work. Also, when we increase experience points over the max experience points, character level is increased and new max values for attributes are applied. Finally, it's time to create HUD and show this attributes in progress bars. In Blueprints folder, create new folder. Name it UI. Create new blueprint interface. Name it BPI_RPG_HUD. In this interface, create function called update health bar. Add one input, name it new percentage. Change its type to float. Create 3 more functions for updating stamina, adrenaline and experience points bars. Now create new widget blueprint. Name it WBP underscore RPG underscore HUD. Open it. First add canvas panel. Then add horizontal box to it. Align it with canvas top left corner. Rename it to Player Stats. Now search for size box and add it to the player stats. For width and height, set 100. Select player stats. Change size Y to 100 and size X to 400. Now search for vertical box and add it as second child to player stats. Rename it to bars. Add 4 progress bars to it. Name them XP bar, health bar, stamina bar, and adrenaline bar. Select bars component and set size to fill. Do the same for all progress bars. Now select XP bar, set size to 0.5. Set padding bottom to 10. For percentage, set 0.2. And change its color to green. Repeat this for other progress bars too. Now select player stats. Set 100 for position X and position Y. Add image component to size box. Open image drop-down list. Make sure that Show Engine Content is enabled. Then search for skeletal mesh image and select it. Now go through all progress bar components and mark them as variables. Go to Blueprints folder and create new blueprint class of type HUD. Name it BP underscore RPG underscore HUD. Open it. First, we need to create widget on Begin Play event. For widget class, select one that we created before. Connect owning pawn to get player controller function. Now promote this new widget to variable. Name it HUD. Go to Class Settings and Implement Interface, BPI, RPG, HUD. Now start implementing interface events. First, implement Update XP bar event. Drag HUD, then find XP bar on it. Then call set percentage function from XP bar. Connect percentage pin to new percentage from the event. Repeat this for other 3 functions. For adrenaline bar, stamina bar, and health bar. Now open RPG game mode. Set BP, RPG, HUD, for HUD class. Go back to RPG HUD class and call Add to Viewport function at the end of event Begin Play. Compile it, and play. Now we can see player progress bars in top left corner. Let's show real attribute values in them. Go to Player Blueprint. Find empty space and create new custom event. Name it Setup HUD. Now we need player controller, then get HUD, then cast it to BPI, RPG, HUD. Promote this to new variable, RPG HUD. Drag the connection from RPG HUD, search for Update Health Bar function. For health percentage, we should divide current health with max health value. Now we need to call Setup HUD inside Begin Play event. Compile it and play. Now you can see that health bar is full. We should repat this for other progress bars. But first, let's extract this to new function and move it to parent class, character base. This function will be useful not only for player character, but for NPCs too. Now repeat this for other 3 progress bars. When you compile it and play, you should see all bars full except XP bar. It should be empty. Now go to the event on health changed and call update health bar from RPG HUD. Use get health percentage function we created for new percentage. Repeat this for other events, on stamina changed, on adrenaline changed, and on experience points changed. This will ensure that we are updating progress bar whenever value it is representing is changed. Now you can test HUD using our test abilities we have created before. Everything works fine until we need to level character up. This is because we need to update all progress bars on character leveled up event. First, let's extract this nodes into new function. Create new function. Name it, update bars. Then cut this nodes and paste it to new function. Now use it in event graph on place where previous nodes were used. Then go to on character leveled up event and add call to update bars function at the end. Now when we play this, everything should work fine. It is working, but a little bit strange. Common behavior in majority of the RPG games is that when character is leveled up, all attributes are set to new maximum values, and experience points are returned to 0. Let's fix this in RPG attribute set. First, find adjust attribute from max change function. Remove this 2 lines of code that are ensuring that current and max value stay in same proportion when max value is changed. Instead of this, set affected attribute value to be equal to new max value. Now we will fix experience points. Go to pre-attribute change function. Add check if affected attribute is max experience points attribute. If yes, character is leveled up, and we need to set experience points to 0. Also, make sure that you change modifier attribute to override and adjust attribute from max change function. Go back to Unreal Editor to test this. Now everything works as it should. Progress bars reacting on each change. Also leveling up works fine. That will be all for this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of the upcoming tutorials. If you have any questions about this tutorials or other game development topics, feel free to join our Discord server. You can find link in the channel description. Thanks for watching, and see you in next video.